We've got the new Honda HR-V and the Toyota Corolla Cross in our comparison.
Well, the HR-V just landed at dealerships now, and the Corolla Cross maybe about 10 months ago. These two companies always going head to head. Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And we do these comparisons every week. So if you like what you see here, it'd be kind of cool if you could subscribe. So let's get into it.
The Honda HR-V and Toyota Corolla Cross have a 2-liter 4-cylinder matched to a CVT, but the Corolla Cross offers more power, 169 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque, compared to the HR-V with 158 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque. Both have front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options available.
The Honda HR-V has now migrated to the Honda Civic platform, and it has a comfortable drive. It's easy to maneuver in and out of city traffic. It offers 7 inches of ground clearance, which is less than the Corolla Cross, which has 8.2 inches. The HR-V's power is good in the city, but once you get up to highway speeds and accelerating quickly or passing on the highway, it does feel kind of sluggish and the cabin gets louder. The HR-V is available with real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control, and is being retuned to send more engine torque to the rear wheels when things get slippery. And Honda has added hill descent control for more control on steep, slippery declines. In Canada, Honda offers plenty of standard features, including blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. In the United States, these features are available one up from the base model.
The Corolla Cross is based on the Corolla platform. It's a comfortable daily driver, but has the same issue as the HR-V. When accelerating quickly on the highway, it lacks power when passing, and the cabin does get a bit louder. However, the Corolla Cross is a great city runaround, as it's easy to maneuver in and out of those tight spots. With its dynamic torque control all-wheel drive system, it sends up to 50% of the power to the rear wheels to help drivers maintain control in all road conditions. On clear roads, the system operates in front-wheel drive mode for better fuel economy. Blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert are features available one up from the base model.
So as I mentioned, the HR-V is now migrated to the Civic platform. It used to be built on the subcompact Honda Fit platform. It's grown in size. So you have basically, you could almost call it the Honda Cross versus the Corolla Cross is what we've got here. And the good news is moving to that setup gives independent suspension to both brands.
Yeah, and these are both very spacious vehicles. They both have the same issue when accelerating quickly on the highway because of that low torque figure. You can just see that it gets a little bit sluggish. But as I said, I just want to make it clear, these are great city drivers. I think that the power is adequate in the city and they handle well. I would actually say that the HR-V has slightly better handling than the Corolla Cross.
It has a longer wheelbase, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I would call the power in both of these adequate. You know, you're going to load it up with 4 people and luggage and go up a mountain pass on the highway. Wouldn't be my choice.
No.
I would take the Highlander or the Pilot for that. But there you go. That's what they're for. They're urban runabouts, and they do an adequate job.
Yeah. The HR-V is over 9 inches longer and almost 3 inches wider than the previous model. The exterior is very different from what we typically see from Honda. It has a more European design. The HR-V has a black honeycomb style grille, body colored door handles and side mirrors, LED headlamps, LED brake lights, standard 17-inch wheels, available 18-inch in the US, and a temporary spare tire. The sport model has a more aggressive horizontal themed mesh black grille with a gloss black spoiler and a chrome exhaust finisher.
The Corolla Cross has a modern exterior design with a sporty front end, a black grille, flared fender arches, and integrated rear bumper. LED lighting, 17-inch wheels, available 18-inch, and a temporary spare tire. A hybrid model is coming for 2023 with more unique grille design and standard 17-inch alloy wheels, roof rails, a sport-tuned suspension, LED headlamps, and LED tail lamps. The Corolla Cross Hybrid XSE is the sportiest trim. It gets upgrades like 18-inch wheels, premium LED headlamps, tail lamps, and fog lamps.
So the Corolla Cross Hybrid is coming soon, and we've heard from Honda that there is an HR-V hybrid coming as well.
We don't know the timeline on it. They're not really projecting when all of these hybrids are going to come that they have for their base model. Actually, their core models is what they're saying.
Yeah.
But there will be coming eventually.
Eventually. I actually like the look of the new HR-V. I mean, some say that it's kind of uninspiring for a Honda, but I think it has a real European look to it, and I think that it's going to age well. It does have a pinched grille. I'd like something a little bit bigger. It reminds me a lot of the Ford Escape.
It certainly does. I find the Corolla Cross from the back is maybe the best angle. It's got kind of like the tail lamps look a little bit like Jeep tail lamps. It's one of the better looking Toyotas we've seen lately.
Yeah, it definitely fits well into the Toyota fleet. It has a bit of a rugged look to it as well. Here's our used car alternative from CanadaDrives.ca. We chose a 2020 Nissan Qashqai SV with just over 21,000 kilometers for just under $31,000. Click on the tab or the link in the description below to find more vehicles in this category from CanadaDrives.ca.
Honda says the interior of the HR-V is a fresh take on the brand's new simplicity and something design direction, which was introduced last year in the Honda Civic. The outward visibility has improved immensely, creating a more open cabin with striking metal honeycomb mesh accents that stretches across the dash from door to door. And premium materials are used throughout the interior. The HR-V center console is curved and upholstered with French stitching and has a clever pass-through complete with a USB charging port and is ideal for storage for small items like your smartphone. Standard features include a 7-inch touchscreen and a 7-inch driver display, wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto, a manual driver and passenger seat, and heated front seats. Available features on higher trims include wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto, a moonroof, heated steering wheel, a 9-inch touchscreen with navigation, wireless charger, leather-trimmed upholstery, and an 8-speaker audio system plus a moonroof. The HR-V does not offer ventilated front seats, but there are some glaring omissions like heated rear seats, available power liftgate, or a power driver or passenger seat. Plus, in the back seat, there are no cup holders and there is no armrest. In the US, a power driver seat is available on the top trim.
The Corolla Cross offers a practical interior that is well laid out with plenty of storage. The seats are comfortable for a longer drive, and the infotainment system is easy to use. It comes standard with cloth seats, available Softex, Toyota's leatherette, wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a standard 7-inch touchscreen, available 8-inch, and a standard 4.2-inch multi-information display, available 7-inch. Other features on the top trims include a power rear door, wireless charger, JBL audio system, a power driver seat, and a moonroof. Some changes coming for 2023 for the Corolla Cross include Toyota's new multimedia system with standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, dual Bluetooth phone connectivity, and an 8-inch touchscreen. Features not available in the Corolla Cross include a power passenger seat with a height adjustment, ventilated front seats, and heated rear seats.
To summarize, let's do a check mark for each one. Power tailgate available in the Corolla Cross.
Yeah.
Cup holders and an armrest available in the Corolla Cross.
Sure are.
What else are we missing?
We're missing a power driver's seat.
Power driver's seat also available on the Corolla Cross.
Yes. Now, one thing that the HR-V has right now that the Corolla Cross doesn't is wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but Corolla Cross is getting that. Both of them don't have ventilated front seats or heated rear seats.
That's really common,
This is not common in this subcompact class, but do you know who does have it? The
Tell us.
Volkswagen Taos.
Okay.
Ventilated front seats, and the Kia Seltos has ventilated front seats and heated rear seats.
The power tailgate thing for me is something I want, because if you've ever, like our SUV here, once you've had it, you're not going back. You're not coming out of the grocery store with 2 arms full of groceries and then putting them down and fumbling. You know, it's just inconvenient. It's something that they could have on the top trim for those who really want it. It should be in there.
Or even an a la carte item that you can add to the top trim. So I think the biggest thing with the HR-V is just no cup holders in the back. And I'm not sure why that decision was made. How somebody said, hey, let's just leave out the cup holders. I think that's a great idea.
Honda got back to us on that, Andrea, and they said, well, they are in the door. I said, those aren't cup holders. Those are bottle holders. You're not putting your Starbucks coffee where the bottle goes in the door. It doesn't work that way.
No. And on long trips, right? Like you got to put your snacks and your drinks somewhere.
And you've got to have an armrest, you know, like
Yeah,
this. It's no
I don't
armrest.
get
I can't
it.
live without an armrest. I like an
Yeah.
armrest.
The HR-V is just over 4.2 inches longer than the Corolla Cross. The Toyota has an inch more front row legroom than the Honda, but the HR-V wins in second row legroom, offering an extra 5.7 inches of space. They both have about the same amount of cargo space behind the second row, but overall cargo capacity goes to the Corolla Cross with over 11 cubic feet extra space.
Let's start with the HR-V, and let's start with pricing. The base front-wheel drive model is just under $29,000 in Canada and $23,500 in the US. All-wheel drive starts at $31,000 in Canada and just over $25,000 in the US. The most expensive EXL Navi all-wheel drive is, wait for it, $37,000 in Canada and just under $29,000 in the United States. Fuel economy is really not that great for this size of vehicle. 9.4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 7.8 on the highway. That's 25 miles per gallon city, 30 miles per gallon highway. The HR-V is not rated for towing, but it does come with a 3-year warranty with 60,000 kilometers or 36,000 miles.
The Corolla Cross is priced less than the HR-V. The front-wheel drive model starts at just under $25,000 Canadian and just under $22,500 in the US. The all-wheel drive model starts at just over $26,000 in Canada and just under $24,000 in the US. The top trim all-wheel drive model is just under $34,000 in Canada and just under $28,000 in the US. Here's the fuel economy for the Corolla Cross all-wheel drive model. 8.1 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 7.4 on the highway. That's 29 miles per gallon city, 32 miles per gallon highway. The Corolla Cross can tow 1,500 pounds, and Toyota offers a warranty of 3 years or 60,000 kilometers, 36,000 miles.
So the Corolla Cross looks like a clear winner. It's got more features. We went through the checklist. Gets better fuel economy. It's a lot cheaper. What it doesn't win on is maybe back seat legroom.
Yeah.
But listen, if I'm saving that much money to buy it, like the top model, the top trim, with a power liftgate in the Corolla Cross is $33,000.
Yeah.
That's $2,000 more than the base model.
I know.
All-wheel drive in Canada.
I know. The thing about this top trim of the HR-V is it's starting to compete in the compact class. It is more expensive than every subcompact crossover. More expensive.
But it's a Honda, Andrea.
Yes. So in the US, it is a different story. You're paying only a little bit more of a premium for a Honda. It is more competitive. But in Canada, wow, the pricing is really out there. And you're right about fuel economy. I was a little bit surprised. I thought that the HR-V would offer better fuel economy. So when you look at the specs, it's the Corolla Cross for pricing, fuel economy, and extra features, and a hybrid model coming this year.
Actually coming in a few months.
Yeah, that beats out the HR-V right now.
What we don't have is the pricing. We don't have the pricing on the Corolla Cross, the Corolla Cross Hybrid.
Yeah.
But Toyota has been very aggressive with their hybrid pricing. They don't charge a huge premium to get into the hybrid model. So if you think about it, maybe it's a $1,500 walk to go into the hybrid. I'd take that all day long.
Well, you look at the RAV4 Hybrid in Canada, and it's just priced over $33,000. You can even get a RAV4 XLE model for less than the top trim of the HR-V gas model.
As we mentioned, it's a very different story in America, where you have much better deals on cars in Canada. Honda's gone way out there with their pricing, not only with the HR-V, they've done the same thing with Civic. They obviously feel they have that much brand equity, they can pull that off. I'm not entirely sold on that. People sit around the kitchen table with how much money they have a month to spend. This is how people buy cars. Everybody goes, oh, it's money. They sit around, they say, I've got $400 or $500 a month to spend on a car. What's the most car I can get for my money? And right now, this isn't even making the list.
And more people are looking at fuel economy. So that's been a big disappointment for many. And I'm a big fan of Honda. I mean, we own a Honda Civic and I absolutely love it. And
You know who loves it more?
Our son.
Our son.
And I like the looks of this HR-V, and it's so much better than the outgoing model, but I just wish that they would bring that price point down in Canada to make it more competitive with other subcompact crossovers.
All right, I think we pretty much hammered that.
We did.
You know, we'd love to hear what you think. Which one would you buy? Which one do you think looks better?
Yeah.
What do you miss out of some of these models? I know some people are going to say the new HR-V doesn't have the magic seats that were in the old model. I do kind of miss that. So right below, fill it all in with comments. We love that.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget to do one thing. What is that, Andrea?
Well, follow along on Instagram at Motormouth_Andrea. I put a sneak peek of what we're test driving each week and when our videos will drop, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell.
And when will we see them?
See you next week.